My first myth today came via request, and it asked whether the fact that Ghostface Killah has his face covered in the cover of Wu-Tang Clan's 36 Chambers album has something to do with him hiding from the law or being under house arrest. Having just turned 20 years old, this remains one of the greatest albums in hip-hop history, and there is a ton of controversy around that cover. First off, if you look at the cover, there's only 6 people there, which is obviously not all of the members of Wu-Tang Clan, and all of them have stocking masks over their faces. The Ghostface Killah trying to avoid the law is a very, very popular rumor, but so is the fact that the people on the cover are actually part of Wu-Tang's management team because most of the group members weren't there for the photo shoot. Wu-Tang members have been asked to clear up this story many times over the years, but due to the fact that they love to speak in this cryptically philosophical language, there's never been a real answer. For me, I don't really buy into the Ghostface was dodging the law idea behind this because at that time he was pretty easy to find. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that one's false, but the jury is still out on who exactly that is on the cover. My second myth today also came via email, and it asked the question of whether or not Trey Anastasio from Phish was really at the show released as the Grateful Dead Dick's Picks Volume 6, and whether he got hit in the head with a baseball bat at the show. People love to link together Phish and the Grateful Dead whenever they can, but fans of both of those bands know just how much musical space there is between them. But at the same time, a rumor like this is somewhat inevitable, and when Dick's Picks 6 came out, it absolutely exploded. The reason it did is because there's a heck of a lot of truth behind it. Recorded in October of 1983 in Hartford, Connecticut, Trey said himself that it was in fact his first Grateful Dead show, and he went to high school in the area and was actually just about to start playing with Phish in Vermont when this show occurred, so logistically it is 100% true. Now the bit about the baseball bat is actually a quote that Trey gave, but it's been taken way out of context. During a panel a few years ago that he was on with Bob Weir, he actually talked about the fact that that was his first Grateful Dead show. And when he was talking about the experience, he said that seeing that show was like getting hit in the head with a baseball bat because it had that much impact on his life. It was a metaphor, not a real incident, but Trey was definitely there. The final myth today was also a request, and it basically asked, why does Dave Lombardo keep going back and leaving Slayer, and does he hate the guys in the band or something? Now we all know that Dave Lombardo has worked with a number of different groups and really likes to explore different things musically. But this year has been a horrible year for Slayer fans, of course with the tragic death of Jeff Hanneman, and then Dave leaving the band shortly before their Australian tour. Since that point, both sides of this argument have thrown countless allegations at the other one for who's responsible, because it seems that this time, this split is permanent. To me, this unfortunately comes down to one very sad reality. Slayer has become more a business than a band for about a decade now, and all indications show that this move was nothing more than a financial gripe. From the band's side of things, they said that about 4 days before they were supposed to leave on that tour, Dave Lombardo came to them with completely new, unrealistic financial demands on how much he was going to get paid. On the other side, Lombardo says this never happened, and he found out about getting fired from the internet. One way or another, this one seems to come down to money if you look at all of the different stories out there. And it's a sad statement on one of the greatest heavy metal bands of all time. We all hope that this band was beyond things like this, but it seems like Dave Lombardo is gone from Slayer for good. So those are my myths for this week. Be sure to check back here every Friday as I delve into some of the coolest stories in music history. If you've got a myth you want me to look into, email me at thedailyguru@gmail.com. You can follow me on Twitter and Facebook right here, and I'll see you guys again next time.